What's up, guys? Katia here. And for those of you that are interested in the 2025 Vancouver Auto Show, I got you covered. I went to day one of the show, and in this video, I will show you guys the highlights of that day. So, I was pretty excited to get into the show, and when you walk in, you can see it's a big exhibit hall, and depending on where you come in from, the first really cool car that you may see is this GT4 RS, and I really liked the blue color of it as well as the really nice big wing that it has in the back. Just a very nice clean car. And something I noticed about the Vancouver Auto Show is that not every car had a sign telling you the name and some interesting facts about the car, such as like engine type, horsepower, drivetrain. And I really wish that every car just had one of these to give you that information in case you were interested. Something about these Bentleys that I noticed is that price tag. I was like, whoa, that really surprised me. I did not know they costed that much. And that Range Rover was pretty nice too. Here, there are a lot of McLarens, and these were really cool to see in person because I've just never seen them before. And their design just looks so cool, very unique. Lots of grooves and curves on them. And as you can see, the show is very big, lots of cars. And here's this Mercedes, and I really like the wrap on it as well as the wheels. Here, I'm just standing behind this this like picture cutout frame. It was pretty funny. So yeah, big auto show, and I'll show you guys just the highlights of what I thought was most interesting in this video. Those cars have massive wings on them. Here's a Ferrari. It's like, I believe it's a baby Testarossa, and I reviewed a previous model of this car, and it's just really nice. Definitely one of my favorite Ferraris. This car right here has really cool exhaust pipes. I thought they were just interesting. And this right here is the world's fastest production car. A lot of this car is just made out of carbon fiber, and it's just really cool to see that there. Here, this is a Pagani, and I was so happy to see this in person. And to me, this car looks like an insect. So that's why I made that emote. And I actually pretend to squish it right here because it just looks like an insect. And next to it is a Lamborghini, and it has really nice headlights. I really liked how those looked like, as well as just the color of the car. Really, it looks really shiny, really cool, really bright. And this car, I really like the front end of it. Really nice classic style on it. And yeah, as you can see, the exhibit hall is pretty big, and the coolest feature I think is these Bugattis. They're Bugatti Veyrons, and these were so cool to see in person, and they were a lot smaller than what I expected them to be. It's quite, that really caught me by surprise. But yeah, they're really cool fast cars for sure. And I really liked this purple and off-white one right here. I really liked that color combination. Right here are the Ferraris, and I was very happy to see that my favorite Ferrari was actually in the show. It's this Ferrari 812 Super Fast. So I think the design on these is just really cool, and this one in particular had a really nice green color. I did not know Ferraris could come in a green. And next to it is another really nice looking Ferrari that I just really liked the shape of it. And right here, this car is really cool as well, and it has a really big wing that I'm pointing out right here. I was just very surprised at the size. Like, wings really do not have a limit of how big they can be. And here's the rear end of the Bugattis, and I really liked the design on the rear end. And some mopeds right here. They're just pretty cool looking. And here is a Porsche, and I really like just looking inside of it to just see what it looked like. Here are some classic cars, and these were definitely interesting because cars don't really look like this anymore. So it was really nice to see the style that these older cars have. The truck looked really cool, and this yellow car right here is just very, very unique, as well as these other cars right here that I'm showing. And this one has a really cool supercharger. Just a really nice piece on the car. It's a it's a Chevrolet right here, and this one had an exhaust pipe on the side of it, which I thought was really cool. Here's a nice muscle car with definitely a unique license plate. And right here was actually my favorite classic car. It's a 1960 Corvette, and you'll see the front end of it later in the video. Here is a nice Porsche GT3 RS. It's an older model, and I really liked the style of it, and the green color really stands out. Then another Porsche, and here's a Ferrari, and I of course really love the Ferrari red color. It just looks so good on the cars. Right here, what's really interesting is these very small cars. I believe these are Mini Coopers, and look at that! Look at that exhaust pipe. It's just so thin, or not very wide, but very elongated. And these cars just look really unique, very small. Definitely the car that I can fit into very easily, and are definitely suited for somebody my size. Very nice to see. And these are British cars, so the steering wheel is on the other side than what I'm used to. Here was a police section, and here was a Tesla section where you can actually see the interior of a Tesla. Here was some BMWs, and I really love these cars. I would absolutely want to own one in the future if I get the chance to do so. And they just look so clean. There's an older M3, and I really like the design of it. It just looks so timeless and elegant. That's what I love about these cars, but you definitely have to maintain them well. And this one's a manual, so that was really nice to see. There was actually a good amount of manual cars at the show, so I was definitely happy. And check out the clearance on this truck. It's not actually that large, even though it's a very lifted truck. And here's that 1960 Corvette. Just check it out. It's just an absolute masterpiece, in my opinion. It looks so good. And here, this 1931 car is very cool. I believe it was like the oldest car there at the show. Very nice to see that. And I'm just walking through a lot of the exhibit to get to more cool cars. Yeah, in the back here, there's these Porsches, and it's very nice to see. They had them positioned in a way where they start with the oldest one, and then you can actually see this cool plaque right here. And then it kind of progresses to more newer and newer models, I believe. All of these look really good. I love Porsches. I love their headlights, their overall body design, the style, and they just seem like really, really fun cars to drive. I would love to own one myself in the future if that becomes a possibility. Here's a nice Mark V Supra. I like the yellow. It looks really nice, stands out. And then it has, I believe, a lot of carbon fiber on it too. That's pretty cool. Very nice, tasteful mods. Here's a BRZ, and I of course had to get into it, and I felt really happy and just comfortable because I was in something that was very familiar to me. Here's a large SUV, and I get into the back of it just to show the size. As you can see, I'm standing next to it, and it's just so large. On this truck, I just had to sit on the truck bed just like that. And here is a GR86 Hakone edition. I really like the wheels. The color of those wheels is really unique, and the overall color of it is pretty cool too. The dark green kind of, it looks definitely different than what most cars are on the road. I like that car, definitely familiar to me, reminds me of my BRZ. And here's a Mark V Supra that you could actually get into. I was really enjoying looking at this rear end of the car, just a nice clean car. And here's a GR Corolla that I get into. And I also really like this car. Just, very nice, simple. Nice wheels, lots of spokes on those wheels. Very cool. Here I'm getting into the Mark V Supra. And I have to say, though, that I'm not a big fan of the interior. To me, it just feels a little bit more cramped and kind of just feels like a cave, I guess. So I like the Supra, the Mark V Supra, but I would never really want to actually own one of these cars. Here's a Nissan Z, and I know these cars didn't sell very well for Nissan, and I'm actually quite surprised because they're a very nice car, I believe, and they look good. They have a nice rear end, and I was very surprised to see it has good trunk space actually. So that's a R35 GTR, and here's a Lamborghini. These are really nice supercars. They had some advertisements on them, and here's another really nice clean car. Nice wrap on it. And here I'm approaching this M8. It's a BMW M8, and it's an influencer's car that they had on display here. Very nice color, really shiny green. I like it. Some more really cool cars, and right here is an R35 GTR with a Marlboro wrap on it. Here's a Cadillac, and I was very surprised to see that this car has a manual transmission, and I actually really liked shifting the car. It felt so good. All the shifts just felt so clean. I was very happy to just try that out. Here's the exhaust on it. And here, this is a Lamborghini that is an off-roading Lamborghini, which is definitely unique and pretty cool. And you can see the price tag on that too. Yeah, these Lamborghinis are definitely expensive. Oh man. And here I'm getting into a truck. And something I noticed about this truck is that it has paddle shifters. And personally, I'm just not a big fan of trucks with paddle shifters. I just believe that trucks are just meant to be simply as an off-roading vehicle. And this one had quite a lot of, screens in the interior, which I wasn't a fan of. Here's a Corvette Stingray, and this is a really cool car. Definitely, has a unique style, but I personally, like, after sitting in it, I just wasn't a big fan of it because it felt kind of cramped inside the interior. And the button to get out to open the door was actually quite hard for me to find. I spent a bit of time looking for it. But yeah, that's the interior of the car. Definitely just feels a bit cramped for me. And for the price, I would definitely, I think, get something else. Here's another Corvette, and this is, I believe, a more expensive one, and they did not allow you to sit inside that one, unfortunately. But this one has a pretty cool design and big wing in the back of it, 4 exhaust pipes. I definitely really like seeing that. And this car is a manual, so I definitely had to sit inside of it and shift it. It felt decent, the shifting on this one, but yeah, could have been a bit smoother. And here is a Toyota Prius, and this is the last really cool thing that I wanted to check out and sit inside of. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and remember, stay chillin'.